Hey guys, welcome to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan. In this video, we're going to do some electrical. Yes, electrical work. You excited? I am very excited. Now, I'm going to do a disclaimer. I am by no means an electrician. I'm not licensed. I'm not knowledgeable in any of this stuff that I'm going to be doing in this video or in however many this video becomes. This video, I'm sure, is going to abruptly end at some point, right around the 10-minute mark. So the following video most likely will be tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. We're going to try it out for a couple months and see if it's better for YouTube analytics, watching them, trying to learn. Again, don't listen to anything I say. Do your own research. Electricity can cause a fire, start a fire, so don't do what I'm doing. Get some pointers from it maybe, but I would recommend hiring this step out possibly if you are uncomfortable with electricity. So before you get started doing your electrical, you kind of want to have a game plan. Think about where your light switches are going to go, what kind of lights you want to put in, where you want to put them, where you need outlets. I have had the benefit of living in this house for a year, so I know exactly where I need an outlet and where I want light switches and how I want light switches to work to control this house. So I'm going to be breaking the lighting down into 4 zones. I'll have a bathroom zone, which will run off one 15 amp breaker, and then I'll have a kitchen, living room, and a bedroom zone, which will all run off one 15 amp breaker. Power will come up to here. I'll have 3 light switches right here, and those will be 3-way light switches. So I will have another set of those 3 light switches right down by the headboard of my bed. So when I come in late at night and I want to turn the light on downstairs in my bedroom, I can flip the switch here and it'll turn the bedroom on. And I can leave these 2 sections on. I can go downstairs and get into bed. I can hit those switches downstairs and it'll shut these lights off up here. When I wake up in the middle of the night and I want to turn this light on, I can flip them. So these switches I'll have 2 switches that control the same lights, if that makes sense. A 3-way switch, you just need to get an extra wire to carry another current, I guess. I don't know exactly what it does, but it's, instead of a 12-2, you have a 12-3 wire. So there's an extra wire on top of that. So there's actually 4 in it because there's a ground. So confusing you. So what I did kind of in my head, but you should probably do with a black Sharpie, is just go around. I know right here I want to have a box, a gang. They're called gang boxes or whatever. I know I want to have one that holds 3 gang box. Want one of those here. Also, I want some exterior lights on this house. Haven't really thought about it too much, but I believe I want a light outside right here, and then like a light that faces down towards the deck. I want that on one switch, and then I want most likely 2 lights facing that way. Any lights that I put on the side of the house, I'll have to remove when I move it. So I don't want to be throwing them everywhere, but I want to be able to light up outside the house. So I might put one right up here, and then the same in the back that face out in those directions. So that's 2 more light switches. I want those to be on separate. And I was thinking, instead of putting those in here and having 5 light switches, I was thinking of just putting 2 right up here. So, and it'll probably be close to behind the TV. You won't really see them, but they're kind of an eyesore. But I'll just put them up there so I know those are separate from these 3 right here. And then behind the TV, I know I want a double gang box, one for an HDMI cable and a coax cable, and then one for the outlet. So times 2, same down here, times 2, because that I want to have a lot of power right there. I'll also have another box that holds coax cable, HDMI cables, and those will be able to run in between these 2 boxes, so it'll all be behind. So my TV's mounted on that wall. I won't have any ugly cables that go through that empty space, because I'll do a built-in entertainment center here. Right back here, I know I want some outlets down here. I believe, don't quote me on this, but you can run 12 15 amp outlets on one circuit. That could be completely wrong. Some guy at Lowe's in the parking lot today told me that. Could be wrong, but you just really need to consider what each light is drawing. So you need to do some calculating. I'm not going to get into that. When you're at the big box store buying all your lights and stuff, ask them how many amps does this light take. You start getting into LED lights, which I am, it ends up being like a half an amp to run one can light or something like that. So I should be able to run pretty much this whole house off of 15 amps as long as I'm not turning on too many things at once. But I don't want to do that, so I will have separate breakers and stuff. But oh man, I could go on and on this topic for hours and hours and hours, but I'm not going to. So since my couch is going here, I'm never going to pull the couch off to get to this area if there was an outlet behind there. So I'm thinking the best place to put an outlet is right here. So we will do just ×1 for an outlet box there. Now I'm going to be installing can lights or recessed lights that go in this space right here. Because this is a 2x6, they need to be shallow can lights, and when you go to the big box store and you start figuring that stuff out, there's so many options, it's kind of confusing. I'll eventually show you what I'm installing. Some of those boxes you can't install insulation directly against it. Another YouTube channel that I follow who's actually an electrician is Life Inside of a Box. I'll link his channel down below. He was a licensed electrician. I don't think he does it anymore. But he goes over the electrical a little bit better than I will. But mine's going to be more dumbed down for you because I'm kind of dumb to the whole topic. I kind of feel when you have a professional teaching you about something, they miss a lot of key stuff because they figure it's just common knowledge. But do some research about your can lights and then figure out how many you want. I did a lot of research on Facebook and Instagram and looking at people's pictures that utilize can lights in a tiny house. I spoke with one guy who was building this tiny house and asked him if he felt he had enough. My theory is put more than you think you need, and then you can always dim them down so they're not as bright. So when I was looking at the can lights, the guy said do it 2 foot off both walls and put one. I was thinking of going in the center of this. So I want 2 here. If I come in to here and come into here, that would be 1/3, 2/3 of this space. But then it just didn't work out. And the more calculating I did, I realized that 2 feet in and 2 feet in would be best for this area. So I've got a can light going here, there, there, and there. So I've got 4 in the living room. Now right above this little breakfast nook thingy, if you will, I guess, I don't know, I was thinking of doing 2 hanging lights right here. And they won't be hanging down too much. Now that I think about it, those are too big. Oh God. But I want those lights to be basically centered on here. Boom, boom, right here, level. And they'll be hanging from there. And I'll do a light switch either here or down underneath this counter so you won't see it. And all that'll be nice. So that's something that'll be on a separate light switch that I won't be able to turn on from downstairs, but it'll be when I'm using this area, I'll be able to turn it on and have extra light. These stink bugs, if you see them, I'm sorry, the stink bugs are ridiculous. So my kitchen, I'm just going to do 2 lights. I'm going to do one right here and one right there. Same lights that are going in that room. Boom and boom. This window puts off a lot of light. So I only really need those for at nighttime. The range vent that'll go above the stove most likely will have a light built into it. And then I've also considered doing a light above this window right here that kind of hangs out and looks down at this so I can light up this space. I think that's a great idea, actually. I'm going to do that. I just decided. The color is, the exposure's too bad. I'm going to get some sheer curtains and I'm going to cover all the windows so we don't have this issue in the future. And then in the bathroom, I already explained probably that I'm going to do 2 more can lights and the exhaust fan in there. And that's basically it. Bedroom, whole nother thing that's going on down there. But I'll have 4 different lights, 3 different light switches to control just the bedroom lighting downstairs. Tiny houses are so small, if you can utilize wall space, ceiling space to mount lights with light switches, it's better than using a lamp or something like that. So did a lot of planning, a lot of research before I took on this project that I'm about to start. So I'm kind of good. I'm not really. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh shit. So this area right here, this is where I have the 3-gang box for the lights that control the whole house basically, and then the 2-gang. This whole area ends up becoming a like highway for wires. It's going to be insane. I'm going to be drilling a 3/4 inch hole in all these rafters and running my lines that way and then down into the basement, crawl space. I got lines that come down here and to go into the bedroom. So instead of hassling with insulation after I did all my electrical, I've put insulation in here already. So now I can just run my wires tight to this insulation. When I'm done with the wiring, I can insulate right up into it. I don't have to do all this notching and crazy stuff. So while I'm doing wiring, if I see a spot where I should insulate it before, like over in the bathroom, I probably should have insulated it before I built that drop-down ceiling because it's going to be a pain now. So I've got the Roxol insulation here, ready to go, get installed wherever I need it. I also did the same thing in the back here. I came off a little bit more. You don't really want to be drilling holes into the center of a span like this. You don't want to put a hole here. The closer your hole is to that load-bearing wall, the better it'll be. So keep that in mind. So right now I'm going to head to Lowe's. I'm going to spend a shit ton of money. I've already spent the money. I spent a lot of money. Ooh, I need a drink. I spent $900. I should have everything. I know I don't, though. That you never buy everything you need. And then you go back and you spend more money. Like I've realized I forgot to buy the vent for that thing. And that's for the bathroom. And that's like $100. So there's $1,000. But I'm not going to spend $100. I want the nicest one they got. I want the thing to purr like a kitten. I don't want to hear it. So I'll probably spend like $200 on that. So big bucks for the electrical in this house. One thing about doing electrical in your own tiny house is you can make it as simple as you want. You could have one light switch that controls everything and just have a couple outlets here and there. But I want this thing to be like no other. So I'm going to be running a lot of wire. And then we shall move on. So next video, I'm going to install some boxes, drill some holes, run some lines. Think that sounds good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that was about 10 minutes. If it was over 10 minutes, then it's probably already broken into 2 videos already because we're staying in the 10-minute mark. You'll get a video tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know. I'm saying something that I might not do. But thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to do all those things that you're supposed to do, you know? I mean, what happens if I get married and then we get a divorce? Is she going to get the house? Nope. Prenup. Prenup. What? You talking to me? No, I said prenup. Prenuptial agreement. Oh, sweet. I can open this door now. Oh, nice. Nice. I like it.